What's good, everybody? I hope you're doing well. And today I want to talk about this recent ADP employment report. I think this is very serious stuff, and I really want to dive in to why I believe this administration has to stop gaslighting people about this being the golden age. Okay. I'm going to go into detail about the numbers with the numbers so you can really understand them in context. I don't think this is something that can be attributed to things like deportation. Now, when I bring this up, this isn't to say that this current administration is solely to blame for the economic situation. No, not at all. I'm saying that they still need to be honest about it. I understand also that people they're short-sighted. They have an inability to look at things long term. Sometimes, oftentimes, especially with inflation, what happens now are due to policies and things that happened 5 years, 10 years ago. Okay. So they need to be honest about it. However, they need to be realistic, especially going into the midterms, especially with that. Now, let's talk about it real quick. As you guys may have saw, I shared this tweet, went around. Small business employment is collapsing. U.S. firms cut 120,000 jobs in November, the most since May 2020. Now, I want to go into detail. I got some notes, went through this of the actual numbers and what they say. Okay. Now, according to the ADP, National Employment Report, private sector jobs in general fell by 32,000. So if you're looking at just the private sector in its entirety, this isn't the government, this is not including their numbers. No, small businesses, it declined, or employment in general declined, most of that attributing to small businesses. Okay. The drop of small businesses, as far as their jobs, they shedded 120,000 jobs in November. Now, like they said, this is the most since the COVID era in 2020. Now, a lot of people don't know what small businesses are, what that means. They did break it down in the actual report as far as what those jobs are. Establishments between 1 and 19 employees lost 46,000 jobs. Establishments with 20 to 49 employees lost 74,000 jobs. Excuse me. Now, this is the alarming thing. For comparison, medium jobs, 50 to 49 employees, and large jobs, which is jobs with over 500 employees, did not lose jobs. Even though, again, on average, if you just consider the private sector in its entirety, net negative of over 30,000 jobs or jobs lost, okay? They added, however, medium firms adding 51,000 jobs and the large firms added 39,000 jobs. You watch my previous videos and the previous shows with 4K and say, this is one of my biggest criticisms of this current administration as far as how they are handling things. Really, the only relief, and I'm not saying that they should be getting stimulus packages, no. The only relief that small businesses have got so far, I get it, it's only a year in, from this administration is like SBA loans. They've sort of increased those. Outside of that, it's been the priority has been the larger businesses, okay? Especially with these tech companies, Nvidia and everything, they've been cutting these deals. These big manufacturers are cutting these deals with this administration. That does not really benefit the smaller companies. Okay, so they added, and despite them adding, you still had a net loss of 30,000+ jobs. Okay, now I want to talk about the industries just real quick. As far as where these losses are occurring, you had gross producing jobs industries, or you had construction, 9,000 jobs lost, manufacturing, 18,000 jobs lost. Service providing industries, which had a net decline in totality of 13,000 jobs. You had 20,000 jobs lost in information, 26,000 jobs lost in professional and business services, and 9,000 jobs lost in financial activities. Okay. Now, those are the obviously industries that were impacted the most. Where you did see some gains, again, even though you started net losses, in education and health services, leisure and hospitality, natural resources and mining, as well as trade and transportation, utility. So looking at those types of jobs are very, very important. I think it's a combination of several different things. Okay, it's yeah, you have the AI thing, and that's disrupting the industry. And though There's still a lot of unanswered questions. You can see that people being very bullish on it. You can also see people losing jobs, maybe because of that. But also, you have the inflationary issues, right? And I think people look at inflation more on like an individual consumption kind of basis. So I go to the grocery store, my eggs or something costs, and even though then I don't think even eggs are, I think the eggs are actually one of the things that are actually down now. But you get what I'm saying. You go to the grocery store, you go to buy something for yourself or your family, and then you see that money doesn't go as far, and that's how people kind of measure this inflation. But that also impacts producers, especially small producers, because they are not the ones that can really weather that storm. Oftentimes, I say this as a small business owner. If let's say the cost of paper or something goes up, that means that the cost of me getting books printed goes up, or the type of glue that's being used to, let's say, bind a comic book, that stuff goes up. Well, that means that we're having to pay more, and you can see eventually it ends up people are trying to definitely competing with the big dogs who are doing things at scale. You're trying to constantly compete with them, so you're trying to keep the costs low, and then it becomes absolutely impossible to the point to where you're not even able to make money off of doing this one thing unless you are doing it by the like doing it large and at scale. And like I said, these medium sizes to big businesses, they're the ones that are able to do that. Smaller businesses are like, look, I can no longer afford to do this. I have to close down shop. I think administration needs to be honest, because people are feeling that this is impacting real people. This is impacting real jobs, real people that are out there trying to produce. And when they see this administration, like, oh, it's a golden age, or ushering in this golden age, and then they lose their job. Look, man, that doesn't sit well with a lot of people. I'm telling folks, get off the internet, go talk to real people whose lives are being impacted by the state of this economy. Again, it wouldn't hurt them at all to say, look, guys, previous years have been rough. It's going to take a little bit for us to get on the other side of this. And they need to be honest about that. And that will land a lot better than sitting here gaslighting folks saying this is the golden age, because, guys, it's far from that.